Hello there. Thank you for your support, everybody, for following my channel when I've not been able to be here live. Much appreciated. Let's start with some news. I talked some time ago about saying how I've got a YouTube channel coming here to film my channel for their channel. Exciting stuff. I'm not revealing what channel it is at the moment, and they are coming next week. They're not from Cyprus, so I wonder if any of you know who it is. No clues. Sorry, no clues. You'll just have to watch. Of course, I'll be making a film as well, but I will be filming them filming me, and they're coming to experience my channel, as in my growing, that side of things. So look out for that. As I say, I'll be filming them filming, if you like, but you'll have to watch their channel to see what they actually film, whether they're just touring or I don't know if they're interviewing me or what. We will see. I'm quite open to whatever they want to do for their channel. Obviously, it's a gardening channel. That's all I'm going to tell you, gardening channel. So all will be revealed, but that's coming up. So I will be busy with them. They're just coming for one day next week. I don't know which day yet. We've been talking today, or Mike's been talking with them today for me, because I don't use the phone for talking. So Mike's sorting that out. So it will be one day next week. So we have that. And first of all, we must also thank particularly Steve and Tina Jewell, great followers of my channel, great supporters, and Steve is a great moderator, always putting in your links in my actual live when you come on. So if you want your link, you know what to do. So a special hello to Steve and Tina Jewell. So Steve says, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. Now, I've put the title today, something I keep adding to, and I was going to make a video. I was like, I've made lots of videos about YouTube, facts, not fiction, quashing all these things, do this, and your channel will grow. Well, your channel should be growing naturally anyway. So, of course, you're going to see results, but it's not by what you're necessarily being told to do. I've done loads of videos on those, so do have a look on both my channels. There are more of these information, factual YouTube videos on my other channel as well, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. So have a look at the playlist there. There's a playlist on this channel as well with different content about that. And I'm going to talk about things to do with phones and YouTube today, keeping it quite light today, just bullet points and factual things and some fun things as well. But seeing as it's Wednesday, something we do on a Wednesday when I'm present is our puzzle piece. I know that's very popular. So I'm going to give you, it could be a question, it can be cryptic, it might be any form of puzzle or question, and then you have to see if you can get the answer live before I give the answer out later on in the video. So let's take a look at today's puzzle piece. So I don't know whether it keeps bringing me up small, but never mind. Perhaps I'm small. Now I've got to slightly adjust this because there is controversy with the answer. So I'm going to say in England, but it can be other places as well, but it gets too controversial. So I'm going to say in England, but it can be other countries as well, which is the longest month of the year? Which is the longest month of the year? Now, it's not a trick question. It's a real answer, but think hard before you answer. So it's only 1 month, which is the longest month of the year, and let's say in England, but many other countries as well, but it'd be too much to list them particularly. So that's a clue in itself. And while you're thinking about that, let's begin with today's subject. So the first thing is a little fun thing. Now, I have talked recently about don't think things are factual just because you see them on videos or Google, anything at all. And I've showed before how you can put a question into Google and you get 2 completely different answers straight away. And they can be life-threatening to pick the wrong answer. So there's that. So another good test of that, I wanted to see how good the Greek translation is on that, because that's not a weird language. It's a fairly basic language used in many countries. So some of you think just Greece. No, obviously the Greek islands, but they are part of Greece. Cyprus is another country entirely. It's not a Greek island, and Greek is not our language. Our language is Cypriot, but we speak Greek as a second language or a third language. I would say English is the second language, and then Greek is possibly the third language. So, and many other countries around the world have very big Greek communities, such as Australia. So it's used a lot around the world. So I wanted to see how good the Greek translation was. So I thought, let's do something very simple. And I did a basic sign. I used my phone to do it. You know how you can hold your phone up and put the translation. And I don't know why it keeps readjusting what I want to translate into Spanish. It's kind of seems to be set on Spanish. Every time I go back on it, it's Spanish again. I can't seem to set it. There doesn't seem to be a place. Why it was on Spanish to start with, I don't know. Anyway, so I held my phone up. I thought, let's do a simple sign. So it's basic words, and it says it is an offence to throw rubbish. And what does it come up and say on Google Translate? It says it is an offence to throw bubbles. Bubbles. So you have it in Cyprus, do not throw bubbles. It's an offence. And then it says you could be put into prison and a fine. So don't be throwing bubbles in Cyprus. So I thought that was very typical, easy translation, and they got that wrong. It's not a word that could be bubbles as well. We have a different word completely from bubbles and rubbish. So I did let them know. I did let them know about that. Whether they do anything about it, I don't know. What else I want to talk about? Oh, my new phone. And those of you who don't know, I couldn't decide whether I wanted the blue or a very light purple, more of a lilac, if you like. And Mike said, "Oh, get the blue one, you like blue." And I actually see on the back that it says the colour is dawn blue. So I thought that was quite appropriate. So I have shown my new phone. I do have trouble holding them. I know you can get those ring things on the back. But phones for me are very hard to hold. Anyway, so I got this phone. And you will know a lot of the times of the year here, in the winter it can be windy, so I get wind noise filming outside. And summer is nigh on impossible to film because we get the cicadas. And I know you say it differently in America, but cicadas. So you hear those, even if I'm doing a narration in here and I have my window open here. So I did look into microphones. I did look into them, and Steve will probably tell you there's a DJI or something one, and I quite fancied that one, and they're very reasonable, these things out here. We have an actual shop of all their stuff, the drones and everything, and they show you the latest ones out. Anyway, so this phone has a C port, and I've not had a C port before. I've only ever had one other proper phone and one other one which Mike now has. And this has a C port, the other one didn't. So I went to the shop and he couldn't get the microphones working. And he tried all sorts of things. And he said, I don't actually know phones very well. He's more into gadgetry and drones and things like that. So he tried all sorts. He's very good. He's worked with us before and he's tried to sort things out for us. And he doesn't want you to go away or say, I don't know. So in the end, he had this good idea to go on, I think the make of the phone he went on, and it says, no, he put an app into my phone and it says what this is compatible with. And let me tell you this, just because a phone has a C port does not mean you can use anything that needs a C port. He said there is nothing you can use this C port for. It might as well not even be there. So if you're looking to get a new phone, upgrade, whatever, I expect a lot of you just buy very expensive phones, so you're fine. Obviously, I buy something within my budget, so I get the cheapest possible, more or less. And let me warn you, just because a phone has a C port doesn't mean you can plug things and use them using the C port. So there's that. And I was quite happy with this one. It's completely different to my last one. And I just about got, it's hard for me to learn new tricks. So I have to continually do something. I'd got used to the old phone. This one's different, probably more modern, let's say. This was cheaper than the previous one, which was even more basic. And for me, the last phone, if you wanted to go back a page, you had a back arrow. This one doesn't have that. And I thought, how do you go back a page? Well, you're all probably laughing at me now, but you've got to swipe left and right. I couldn't get used to that because say I'm watching a YouTube video and I want to, or doing a short and I want to go to the middle of the video, I naturally start the side and drag my finger along. Well, I've changed page now. And I still do that by mistake a lot. Just because you want to start at the end and drag the bar along, you don't start the edge, you start the middle. If I want to do something over here, I do it over here. So that takes me a lot of concept, particularly my perspective of where things are, they aren't. So I got used to it. Fine, dealt with it. But what I didn't like, it's like with any computer, sometimes you upgrade and things are worse, such as I upgraded my laptop a long time ago because my old one blew up. It caught on fire on a live. If you saw that video, I kept saying the keys are really hot. I can barely touch them. And yes, my laptop blew up on the live. It caught fire, smoke coming out of it. So I got a new one, and we got a really good guy here that changes things over for you and rescues things from your hard drive. Really good price. And I wanted him to put Movie Maker, which is how I edit my videos, Movie Maker, because the new version of Movie Maker doesn't do all the easy good things you can do on the old version, and you can't now get the old version. So he actually picked it up and put it on this one. So things are worse there. I now have to cut and paste everything I want to move, whereas before on my laptop, I could just move things to another file. So that was worse. But the phone, the old phone, it had snapshot. Now to snapshot before, I just dragged down here. I was trying to explain it. And then I've got my internet here. And then if you drag down, you've got snapshot here. So you've got snapshot. If you want to snapshot anything on your screen, you don't go to the page, you just press snapshot, and whatever page you was on takes a picture. That was great. Well, when I got this phone, it only had those few things across the top. Probably can't see. It just had those basic things along the top. I know you drag down, and if you drag down, you get more stuff like that, but it didn't have that. There was nothing else. It also didn't have any form of cleaner on it in any shape or form. No cleaner. The only way I could clean was to download my photos and videos and clean it as I downloaded them on my laptop. There was no way No way to clean, nothing. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer, it said you need to update. And I thought, it's quite a new phone. Okay, it's the time of updating. So I was like, okay, then I'll update. I pressed it. Of course, then you get millions of things you don't want, notifications on everything. I went cleaning all those off. Oh, to do snapshots, what I had to do was put 3 fingers like this, like a crab, and draw it up. And that was a snapshot. But you had to get your fingers in precisely a set distance apart from each other and drag it up so you didn't drag the screen up. And I probably got 1 in every 10 or more times that I tried to do it. Sometimes I could do it, sometimes I couldn't do it. So that was that. And I thought, so why has that function got so much worse? Anyway, I did this update, and then suddenly all these appear, and a cleaner is there, because I didn't want to download an app, because when you download apps now, so many of them are so fake, they're terrible. So I didn't want to do that. But there was so many other functions came up. So cleaner had come up, and it naturally cleans it, and you can obviously do additional cleaning and so on and so forth. But for me, I had to relearn all over again and go into things and get rid of them that come up extra. And then this wallpaper one keeps coming up. Oh my goodness. So yeah, you just get used to the new phone and then it all changes again. So I don't like that. Something else I don't like, which you will know about, I've talked about it in many different forms, is AI. It's fun to play with. I like it in that respect. I don't use it, but it's fun to play with. But I don't like all the fakery that goes with it. And some of you will be surprised to learn that AI is now 32 years old. Yes. You'll think it's a new thing, some of you. It's 32 years old. So that's that. Okay, let's talk about YouTube. I just made some little notes. I did forget the little points I had to talk about. YouTube. I have told some of my friends on YouTube, doubt they've done anything about it, but what's happening now, you won't see it if it's your channel, but quite often now people will click on your video and it comes up a grey screen with black writing on that says error code number 4. This video is unavailable. And all you can do about that is keep coming out, going back in, coming out, going back in. About the 4th time you do it, the video just plays. Now, it's happened on quite a lot of videos I've been watching lately. Most of you, if you're a regular viewer of mine, it's happened on your channel. I got fed up with telling people because I'm sure no one bothers doing anything about it, or no one else has mentioned it, so it must be you. No, it's a little thing YouTube's doing, and you don't know it, but it's a way to keep playing the ads. You won't see it's playing the ad, it just says error. But every time you click out, click on, click out, click on, it's counting it as an advert has played. That's the reason. And it is error code, I think it was 4, error code 4, but sometimes it comes up error code 2. Now, I can't remember what error code 2 means. That's how I know 4, it's ads. It's to do with it's playing an ad, but you can't see the ad. That's what error code 4 is, in case you don't know, you won't know. That's what the error code number is. I can't remember what error code 2 is. It's something infiltrating the viewer. It's not the data, which YouTube's doing at the moment, collecting your data every time you click more on something. It's something to do with that. So there's that. And talk about YouTube data. I have mentioned it briefly before. I've not seen that yet. No. What was I saying? Yes, I've talked about this briefly before. This new hype and this new They've swapped the community posts on some people's channels already. Some it's still your old community posts, but it's now it tells you to get your viewers to talk about something. So they give suggestions like talk about where you've been on your holiday, or talk about what type of car you'd always wanted and what was your first car, that kind of thing. Talk about your perfect property, anything at all. And they're trying to get the host of channels to start these conversations in motion, and you get nothing for it as a host. You don't get any views or credits or anything at all. It's not like comments, how many comments it shows people are interested in your channel. You get zero for it. That is solely for YouTube to collect data on your viewers. So I've said this before. I think I did it and said it briefly in a live. Let's say you've got 10 people that watch your channel regularly, and you say a question, they answer it, and they're storing the data up of your, let's say, 10 people. So it's what house they've got, what holiday. They're basically getting you to do the legwork to find out data on people. So don't get involved in that. Set a question and get people to answer the question on a subject. It's make it sound like it was a community post, chat, engaging people. No, it is purely to collect data. And you will see that in the policies if you read them closely and interpret the words legally. So by you doing that, people are freely given their information. So therefore, YouTube can use it, because that's what that is for, that platform. Something else I did talk about briefly, but I said I'd go into a little bit more here on this live. Yes, people are watching everything. It's amazing, that book. I could talk about that for hours, how advanced it was. But I do think George Orwell, he was to do with government, and I'm saying he saw a long-term plan documented, and he took that away and wrote about it, because everything in that book has happened and is happening. So yeah, there's that. If you haven't read 1984 by George Orwell, do read it. You'll be like, wow, when you know when he wrote it, how it just mirrors everything. It's amazing. And if you find the book a bit laborious, because it's a big book and the language can get a little bit complex, I did it listening to a podcast of it being read, which I normally find quite difficult sometimes to listen to a book as a podcast, someone reading, but it was very engaging. So do look, it's free podcast. I don't pay for anything. So do look that up, a podcast, and they're reading George Orwell, 1984. Very interesting. Yes, the other thing I did briefly talk about was, I have been told by YouTube, and it is skimmed around in a policy, you are now limited on the amount of times you can report content that breaks rules on YouTube. You're limited. You're limited now. So if you see, they haven't said the amount, but let's say you see 3 things that are really awful and really bad, disgusting things, you can report them. You see a 4th one that might be child abuse or paedophile or any of those things that we're not allowed to say. If you see one of those things and that's your extra one you can't report, oh dear. So there's that. And a new policy they brought out now, excuse me, but this policy existed from day one of YouTube. So why they just brought it out as a new policy, or as they always say, we're rewording the policy. They haven't said that this time, but they need to reiterate because people don't understand. What nonsense. If your YouTube channel gets taken down for any reason, whether it be a real reason or they're fake reasons that they can't explain, if your channel gets taken down now, you cannot start a new channel up again under a different name. So there were lots of these big family channels when all that was kicking off about family channels, and they were getting children to work literally full days filming and doing bringing out lots of videos of, oh, child's broken their arm, child's broken their legs, and so many family channels. Yes, children have these accidents, but their content thrived on children having accidents, all these things. You know that the score, how it was a few years back, and then they started saying, oh, if it was a family channel, then you shouldn't be paid for it, but they were still getting paid, and they were still getting sponsors and so on and so forth. And there was one channel, and lots of reasons, and that got taken away by YouTube. That was probably one of the first family channels, big channels, got taken down by YouTube. It's probably not the one you're thinking of if you know the family channels. No, not that one. Not that one. Not the woman. Not that one. Not the woman. So they got theirs taken away. They went on to other social media and said, we've started again, a new channel, and we've called it blah, blah, blah. And all right, they lost their monetization from that first channel, but because they had a massive following, within the next few days, weeks, they'd grown their channel back to the same amount, and they just put a new channel name and carried on doing exactly the same things. Now, it did say once your channel's taken down, you can't start another one. That was day one. So now they're saying you can't now start a new channel, even under a different name. Well, that was the policy anyway. You can't start it under a new channel name. And once you've been banned, you also cannot start another one up, linking it with another channel. So let's say Mike's got a channel and I've got a channel. So I can't now go on his channel and be joint with him on his channel. You can't kind of use that as a buffer. So they're saying you can't share with another channel, you can't use your content, and you can't be on any social media. Well, that was the same as before, but they just say that now. So yeah, be warned. And I don't think it's fair in respect of all these years, these channels just restarted up under another name, and they were abusive channels in different forms. And now, as many of you know, your channels have been banned for a short time or permanent, and now they're saying you can't start another one up. So yeah, oh, and you can't use any other social media to promote yourself with that concept that you had. So there. Let's finish on a light note, and then we'll do the puzzle piece and some more chat. But this is my little bit for today on the phone and YouTube. Another light little thing is, as you know, I'm a beta person for YouTube. That's how I know so much before you even know it, or you don't ever know it. So one of the things a lot of you have now got, but I was one of the first channels that you could read the transcript of your videos and your lives. So I thought, oh, I'll just check mine out now they've rolled it out and it's slowly coming to everyone's channel. I thought I better just check it, because people say, well, what was your opinion? I've never looked at my transcript, and sometimes it doesn't come up, so I think it's random. So I think it was the last live I did. The last live where I'm talking on the live. No, I lie. My last live where I showed a video of my pallet wood raised beds. So it was my last live. And on my last live, I played the transcript. And as you know, my countdown and my intro, any music I use on YouTube never has words. I'm very against having words, because if you don't like the words, then you don't like the song regardless. I only use music, no lyrics. So you know my format. I play the countdown bit and all that. And it's saying music, 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 hey, hey, music, music. This is all just the intro because it does so many seconds. Music, music, heat, heat, heat. This is still my intro music. Music, music, wow, wow, wow. Music, music, heat, heat, heat. So if anyone's just going by my transcript, sorry. And there were lots of mistakes in the once I speak in the video. But the funniest one of all is I'm showing you my radish, and it says, these are white bicycle radish. White bicycle radish. I thought that was hilarious. There's lots of funny things in there. If you ever want a laugh, just look at some transcripts. And I said to Mike, I speak pretty clearly and I speak English. Now, if they can't get it right for English, what's the transcript going to be like for people whose first language is not English? So they're going to mispronounce words and not speak correct grammar and so on and so forth. So if that's an English speaker, you're going to all say, well, it's American, but it didn't even pick up the words correct. If you're speaking American English, they were not correct. So, yeah, I just thought I'd talk about that. Let me know in the comments below anything that you've got to comment on, whether it be funny or serious, about phones, AI and YouTube, because I always love reading them. If you've got questions, I have to be careful what I can answer, but I do answer questions. Okay, so let's go back to our puzzle piece. So the puzzle piece today was, which is the longest month of the year, let's say in England. Steve has said June, as it has the longest day of the year. Oh, you're so close. You're so close. You are so close. You've got the concept, but you got the wrong way round. But you are close. You are so close. So the answer is October, because the clocks go back an hour. So October has 31 days. So it's got 31 days already, plus an extra hour. So it's the longest month, one of the longest months, because there's 31 days, but also it's got an extra hour on October the 31st when the clocks go back. Now you know why I said England and some other countries, because obviously a lot of you, your clocks do go back. Steve is Canada, and my American friends, your clocks go back, but your clocks go back a different time to when ours go back in England, Cyprus, and most of Europe. We have different days when they go back. And that's a funny time on YouTube, because if you know when someone's live is, you're still going by your time when you watch. But my clocks go back different times and forward different times. I think I go a couple of weeks before America and England, and I know not all of America the clocks change either, so I don't know how that really works for you out there. But when you're all going about your clocks change, and when mine's already changed, some of you miss my lives, and I take those couple of weeks when I'm like, hold on, has yours changed yet, or has it not changed yet? So it's quite a confusing time. So yes, Steve's right, I win. You was so close though, Steve. You had the right concept there. So applause to Dawn today. I'm sitting there waiting for myself to come back on screen. I forget I have to hack my way back in now. Oh, it's very time consuming to do these lives now. I have to set it up 10 minutes beforehand to play what I used to just click on and it played. So I was thinking next Wednesday, let's talk about volunteering, free holidays, ways to get free holidays. Steve did an Airbnb, but I don't think Steve's doing that now because of the changes in that. Perhaps you'll come on and talk about that, Steve. So just holidays, free holiday accommodation, your plans for holidays. Let's talk holidays and volunteering. So we'll talk about that next Wednesday. Monday, because I have to pre-schedule my lives, I've already got next Monday's up, but you'll see sometimes I change my thumbnails or the title because I don't always know what I'm doing. So Mondays is titled Surprise Live, Will I Make It? Well, hopefully, because I think I'm back now for my lives. Who knows? That's why it's a surprise live. Will I be here or will I not? And I don't know yet. Well, it's about if I am here. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about, I want to do some specific subjects of lives as well. I used to do a lot of specific types of gardening lives. If there's something you'd like me to talk about, or if you want more fun ones, or you like the mishmash of all sorts, I quite like doing those, but they take a lot of thinking about. Let me know. So that's what I've got going on. Friday on my other channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, I'm going to be playing a video. I tend to do that a lot now on the Friday ones, just play a video because it's a funny time of day for me. It's 2 p.m. for me, but it's not for you. I've just finished lunch and I'm normally needing to do a narration. So I'm normally, while you're watching something, I'm working out a narration to make a video after that live. Or I'm going on every now and then to do a live on my dance channel, Everything Dance Your Mentor, but I don't do those very often, maybe once a month or so. The next one's scheduled for 29th of August. And I either do my dance journey, I'm doing the history of my dance career, starting at the beginning and traveling along with that, or I do a Q&A on dance related things, or how you become an actor on TV programs and soaps and that kind of thing. So questions, whether viewers send in the questions or whether I just pick a subject and talk about those. So they're quite varied. So they're fun to watch even if you're not into dancing. If you want to learn more about me, you want the ones that say dance journey. They're the ones. So the lives are either Q&A there or dance journey. So I think that's it for now. As I say, we've got the YouTube channel coming. You can guess in the comments if you like who you think it'll be. And if you know them or not when they come, let me know. And it would be good if we can build up their channel. And obviously, as I say, I'll probably just be filming her, doing her filming just while she's chatting, filming. And as I say, I've had viewers come here from my YouTube channel, but I've not had another YouTuber come in here. So that will be another new experience. I always said who will be the first person to come that's a YouTuber. So if any of you do want to come and stay here anytime, do give me notice, because as you know, we have volunteers booked in sometimes. So do give me notice, and then you are permitted to film. Or you could even sit here on my live. That would be really fun. So let's see who'll be the first viewer on my live. That would be really fun. Yeah, next viewer on my live. If she comes on a Wednesday. If she comes Wednesday. I don't know what day she's coming yet. She could sit and do a bit on my live. Oh, who knows? Who knows? And I did mention briefly that one of our workaways, was it our last workaways? Because we haven't had them over the summer. It's been far too hot for them to do anything. So we blocked out this summer. Yes, my last two workaways, Virag and Calaroy, and they actually sent me an email the other day saying, I think I put on a community post, and they were saying about after they left here volunteering, they travelled a long way, so they wanted to spend some more time in Cyprus, so they booked a hotel for 2 weeks or 3 weeks after to stay in a hotel in Paphos. And they went there, and he said, we much preferred staying with you on your farm. And they were volunteers here. And they were the ones who came to learn about olive trees, because they're going to grow, or they've started now. He sent me some pictures. They are starting an olive farm. They got other trees and things as well, grapevines and things. They don't have a YouTube channel. I only promote people's YouTube channels. So, and they came here volunteering to learn about how to deal with olive trees. That's what they came here for. So they weren't volunteering with Workaway. They met me through there, but they wanted specifically just to come somewhere and learn about olive trees. And they thought Cyprus was one of the best countries for olives, they were told. So they chose me out of all the homesteads and olive farms and whatever homesteads in Cyprus as the place to go. So they came here and learned all about that, and then they extended their stay to stay in a hotel in Paphos. And they said, yep, we much preferred your farm. Can we come again? Now, I don't know if they want to volunteer again or pay to stay. Or I said to Mike, it would be quite nice if, let's say, they want to come for 2 weeks and they do a week volunteering and a week paid. So I don't know. We will be in talks with them. So I think I will finish there for today. I'm not used to talking for so long. I only just messed up. That's not too bad. So I'm going to finish there. Thank you very much, Steve. Thanks for the live, says Steve. Hope you stay well. It's variable. It's going to be like this for the rest of my time now. It's very progressive anyway. I mean, it's just count your blessings on the good days. I can't say. Yes, I like the way Steve always says stay well, because I can't be better. I can't be better. I have good days and bad days. And so when I'm here, I'm here. When I'm not, I'm not. But as you know, if I have to be in bed, I will have the laptop and I will still go live. Obviously, I'm not going to come on screen from my bed. I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people. So I can be in bed, and if I can't walk or something, I can still be there and I can still interact with you while I play you a video. So I should be here in some respect every live. Okay, let's finish there then. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you especially to Steve and those who keep commenting under my videos. I much appreciate you all. Obviously, I don't always have the ability to sit and watch you all for ages, but know I'm there, and when I can, I will, and watch them in full. So until next time, as always, Meraki.